Many men try to reach it. Many men have fell.
All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Hops and Hairsprings. This is episode 3. I'm your host, Kenny. With me, I have Justin, Gabby, Kiko, Dre, and we're recording in person.
Live!
Bro, you're not going to be able to yell with the 2 mics.
No, I think that.
All right, so today we are drinking Funny Bunny. All right, for those of you that have seen this beer, this was released in Orlando. Okay, we Justin and I came up with this beer with RockPit Brewing. It's a local brewery in Orlando, and we made this beer through our charity organization called Hops Brew Hope. So I had this idea of doing a cereal sour. So taking cereal and putting it into a beer, and sours do really well with fruity-like flavors. So Fruit Loops, Fruity Pebbles, Tricks as an example. And I went and I brewed on site with them that day, and this is what we came up with. It's a really fun beer. I also did the logo artwork. I came up with that with an artist. You can see little hints of Hops Brew Hope on here. So the bow ties or the barrettes in the ears, that's actually our Hops Brew Hope logo. The green is the same as the green in our logo. And this beer was dry hopped, if you guys remember dry hop from our first episode. After fermentation, we put cereal into the beer mix. And for this beer, we actually put in 30 pounds.
Wow.
That's a lot. But let's go ahead and open it up.
Cereal.
Let's
Do it.
Justin, I'm going to help you out here, buddy. This one's going to be yours.
Oh, thank you,
No
sir.
fancy
Thank
glasses
you.
here in Miami, but this will do.
Yeah, this will do.
Oh, and definitely, if you guys don't know, by the way, it's my birthday. This is why we're doing a live special this weekend, because it's my birthday. So we've been celebrating already. Yesterday we celebrated a little too much, but we're going to start catching up today.
Exactly. It's hair of the dog.
This guy. Justin, cheers, buddy.
Cheers, sir. Nice.
You guys doing all right over there?
I'm just trying to evenly spit it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Salud.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. In order, we're in
Oh,
person.
okay. This is so much further away.
Chico's birthday. That guy's the man.
Chiquito.
Ooh, I love it.
That's nice.
So what do you guys think of this one?
I like it. I mean, for being a sour, it's not even too sour because you have that sweetness from the Tricks. So
Yeah.
I think it's a sour that could appeal to a larger audience because it's not over.
Correct.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I just love how
Has a
the
good
cereal
aftertaste.
hits.
Has a little aftertaste.
just
when
kicked
you're
in
eating
on
Tricks.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like you're just eating the cereal, like holy crap.
in.
Yeah.
Has a little aftertaste.
Like when you drink the milk after.
So that's exactly
Yeah.
what I feel when I
Yeah.
drink this beer.
Wow.
Yeah.
I get cereal milk on the back end.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
It's real weird, but I'm about it. I'm about it.
It's a happy surprise.
Justin loves happy surprises.
Don't be
Well
off.
said. Well said.
So Dre actually brought up a good point on this. You mentioned that this isn't that sour of a beer.
Yep.
And that's actually what this beer style is. So this beer style is what's called a Berliner, or more specifically a Berliner Weiss. So being a wheat beer from Berlin. So that's why it's called a Berliner Weiss. So this was a very special, distinct beer from Berlin in Germany. And this beer style almost went extinct. Like it became nearly non-existent. It wasn't until the recent past, probably in the last 20, 30 years, that this beer style really came back into existence. And it's not even popular in Germany. Like they don't drink this in Germany. It's really only made its comeback in the United States in the craft beer scene. So I think it's a special beer style. And like you guys mentioned, this is a beer style that is very easily accepted by, palates that may not be into beer. So this is a really good bridge from wine, hard seltzers, what have you, into the beer scene. So when I have someone that's like, I don't like beer, I'm like, no. You just haven't had a beer that you like. Not that you don't like beer. You just haven't had a beer that you like. So this is an option that I try to present to people. So
I see that.
in terms of beer ingredients, this is made with a half and half, what's called grain bill. So half of it is Pilsner malt, so the same malt that would go into a Pilsner. And then the other half is wheat. That's where the Weiss comes from. And technically, because this is beer, it does require hops to be in it as it's being cooked, made, produced, however you want to call it. So there has to be at least some sort of hop in here. But obviously, as you can tell, drinking it, this is not a bitter beer. No. So it's incredibly limited, and it's about as low as you can get. So IBUs, this is like a 0. Yeah, we don't have IBUs in sours generally because again, it doesn't fit the style unless you're doing like a sour IPA and stuff like that. But that's real weird.
Yeah, I love sours.
So this is a good one. I'm a fan.
Nice.
You tell Dre loves it. It's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad, bro.
He enjoyed
I
it.
was thirsty, bro.
So something that I thought was actually really cool. So this beer, like I told you, it has been around for a really long time. Or at least it was around for a long time. And then it kind of went away. So dating back all the way to 1809. 1809. This was a established, well-liked, well-enjoyed, well-regarded, everything like that beer. To the point so that Napoleon's troops, again in 1809, called this the Champagne of the North. Wow. So obviously Champagne coming from France, this was, at least in my opinion, held as high regards. And according to BJCP, the Beer Judges Certification Program, some people describe this as the most purely refreshing beer in the world. That's it. Wow. Berliners, they've got it, man. Like there's more to this beer. But obviously, you mentioned this and it's been brought up a little bit. The sour part. You guys know where the sour comes from?
No idea.
To be honest.
So this is what's called a mixed fermentation. So normally fermentation just happens with yeast. So that's our normal beer fermentation. You have yeast in there. They do their thing. They eat the sugar. They poop out CO2 and alcohol. That's basically how. Yeah, I mean, they digest it. Does that sound better?
The right terminology?
Yeah.
Like pooping it out?
No.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
They metabolize it. Is that better? So with mixed fermentation or sour beers, there's actually bacteria in here as well. So this is again mixed fermentation. So there's two different, microbes in there. One of them being yeast, and then the other one being bacteria. And for sour beers, it's usually lactobacillus. That's where the lactic acid comes from. And there's a couple different ways of doing sour beers in general. There's what's called kettle sours, and then there's also what people can do where they just let the beer ferment in the open. So you can just get whatever kind of bacteria that's in the air, and it'll just wildly kind of pollinate the beer, essentially, and help the yeast, or, unfortunately, they can also hurt the yeast and prevent fermentation, which can be a problem. So,
pretty good.
Yeah, let's...
Honestly, it's a great beer.
Couple more thoughts, Gabby, this is your first time having a Berliner, right?
It is the first time.
What do you think of it?
I like it a lot. The flavor is just that aftertaste. I like it. Sweet.
It's not too bad, right?
Not bad at all.
Thanks, man. So thankfully, with this, everyone essentially at RockPit that had this beer, everyone liked it. I mean, it's a fun beer. It looks interesting.
Who doesn't like tricks?
It's true.
But did we already discuss what influenced or what?
It was just me.
How this came up? How you came up with this?
So it was just it was something that I thought could be readily accepted by people. So I'm always trying to come up with different ideas and stuff. So I have a whole list of beer styles and different ways of making beer.
Is that the only cereal that you tried this with, or?
Yes, at the time that we brought it out.
So next question: are you gonna do it with any other beers?
Like Fruity Pebbles,
or is it a secret?
It's already happened.
Yeah.
So everyone at RockPit enjoyed it so much that Chris Rock and Sean, can't remember Sean's last name right now.
Chris
but,
Rock, the actor.
Yeah, but the other Chris Rock. He's basically the same person, but like a lot more pale
Makes sense.
and probably shorter.
And they get slapped by Will Smith.
That's
Also true. So everyone liked it so much that they created a new series out of it. So it's called the Saturday Morning Series, and they followed up Funny Bunny with Cinnamon Tail Crunch, like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I'll drink that shit.
Yeah, it was good. It's a lot of cinnamon.
Why Saturday morning and not Sunday morning?
That's a good question. I don't know. I always think of Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, cartoon.
Yeah, that's so.
Yeah, okay. That's a good question. Right? That makes more sense now.
Yeah. But
For your kids, you probably don't know about that because you have no more cartoons Saturday morning. So
I mean, I think the Pokemon's still out there.
Is Pokemon
still out there?
I think so.
is Pokemon a thing?
Pokemon is still a thing.
Game, but the show.
I am not 100% sure, but if we did some research, I think
I'm gonna get to the producers on that. We'll do some research. We'll get back to you guys on that.
I bet yes.
The producers.
They're standing right there. You might not think about it, but they're right there.
So I wanted to kind of transition, from the cereal straight to the beer. Or sorry, it's man.
The beer straight
Yo,
to the
No, you're right.
yeah, for real, I'm not
Right?
okay. This is the lack of sleep.
Was it your birthday yesterday?
Yeah, definitely lack.
I mean, it might have been.
We are.
You know
So-
how I got last night.
We're transitioning from the beer to the watch.
Boom.
And with cereal in mind, I wanted to bring up the Rainbow Daytona. Okay.
Ooh,
But specifically, the Rose Gold Rainbow Daytona.